we all know the announced reason for being here on this day. But the real reason we've invited you to come is today is Amanda's birthday.
Oh. Thanks for coming to my party.
Are you 25 or 26 today?
It's my 18th anniversary, my 22nd birthday.
All right. Well, wouldn't it be right to sing happy birthday to Amanda Day right now? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amanda. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Many, many happy days and years coming up.
Thank you.
Well, we know why we're here, friends. Just to kind of pull us together. The Holly Family Foundation, whose work is with persons who are fighting the trafficking issue, has issued this statement, and let me read just a couple of things. It's happening right here. Recently, a 15-year-old Arizona girl was held for 42 days in a dog kennel and then sold for purposes of gang rape. And then a respected Arizona businessman was just arrested for soliciting sex for a 13-year-old. It goes on to say this. Prostitution is a $14.5 billion industry in the United States. There are at least 300,000 children prostituted in America every year. And according to the Arizona Republic, Phoenix is known as one of the worst cities in the nation for child prostitution. That's why we are here today, my friends. And we have people that are involved deeply, personally, in fighting this issue. And first of all, Amanda Christman Larson, who is the CEO of Compassionate Journeys, and her biking companion are here. They are riding from San Diego to Florida to raise the awareness of trafficking and child prostitution here in the nation. So I'd like, first of all, Amanda, to invite you to come.
Hi, thank you all for coming today. We really appreciate you being here. My name is Amanda Christman Larson, and I'm the founder and director of Compassionate Journeys. And our primary mission is actually not here in America, it's in Ghana. And we are in the process of building a home for rescued child slaves in Ghana. And it was there that we learned about trafficking. But then when we came home, we learned that it exists here in our own backyard too. It has a different face, it has a different flag that flies over it, but it's the same thing. Children are being sold and they're being exploited. And it doesn't matter where they are, what they look like, what language they speak. We all need to become angry enough about this issue to demand change. So that's what we're riding across the country to do. And we started off in San Diego on Saturday. We're here in Phoenix today. We'll be taking off to the East Valley tomorrow and onward to New Mexico. But you all are part of why we're here. We want to spread the word and let people know that this is happening, because most people don't even have any idea that it exists right here. Leah Benson is the CEO of Streetlight USA, and she's working really, really hard to provide some reintegration services for some of these girls right here in Phoenix. And so I'd like you to all become aware of what she's doing. And there's so many others of you here. I haven't even had a chance to meet all of you, but I'm really happy that we're all coming here together, regardless of what we're doing, individuals, to come and talk about this issue. So thank you so much for coming today.
And whatever our faith or religious commitment or no commitment, let's send our prayers and our best wishes with the two riders as they're heading for Florida. Now the next speaker we'd like to bring is Kim Sterling Heffron and Lucia Howard, who are co-chairs of the Avon Program for Women and Justice at the O'Connor House. So ladies.
Same old problem. I always have this problem. Good afternoon. We won't keep you but a minute because we know it's hot out here. But the reason that we're involved in this is because Justice O'Connor is very passionate about women and justice. We started out in the area of domestic violence and found a lot of parallels with this area of trafficking. And we don't want to call it child prostitution anymore. Prostitution connotes that there's something voluntary about it. If you're a 13-year-old girl, no matter what your pimp, your boyfriend, or anybody else says, you are not volunteering for a life of prostitution. So in Arizona, the O'Connor House has embarked on 3 projects. One is a review of the laws in Arizona because there are very few prosecutions, even though it is illegal. And we want to know why and what we can do to help both the police and the prosecutors to bring those cases. Secondly, we're working with the hotel industry because that's where a lot of this takes place. Thirdly, we're working with publications like Backpage.com, where about 80% of the ads have something to do with prostitution and probably child rape in a lot of cases. And also publications that are carried on Amazon and other places about how to be a pimp, glamorizing the life of a pimp, giving you instructions on how to take and train a child to be able to service you and make money for you by servicing other men. So those are the areas we're focusing on, and Kim's going to tell you a little bit about specific things that you can do here in Arizona that can help our cause.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. The important thing about today and the days in the future and the bike riders is the issue of raising awareness. And as Amanda said, we are so confident that very few people know about this issue in Phoenix, Arizona, which is actually the 2nd largest highway after Las Vegas in the United States. Absolutely appalling. So what is it that we all can do today? We have a petition. All of the websites for this petition are listed on the sheet that you have. And all you need to do is go online and sign it digitally. And it is to raise awareness with the governor and the legislature that we are going to present 50,000 signatures and request that a review of all of the legislative issues be mandated by the governor's office and taken upon the legislature. So this is what you all can do today. And you all can raise awareness and become educated about this issue by also accessing all of these websites that are on this press release. So thank you all, and here's to getting this petition signed, 50,000 signatures, as soon as possible. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And now, the Phoenix Police Department doing very much in this whole issue. I introduce to you now Sgt Tommy Thompson. Sergeant?
It's a privilege for me to be here because as a police officer, this is something that's near and dear to me. As the things that I've encountered over the last, well, I'm in my 30th year with the police department. And I've heard some things that I would just could say, I echo that and say amen and be done. The things that we deal when we talk of human trafficking, this is something that most of America believes ended 100 years ago. They don't understand that it goes on. We talk about different organizations who, or the media or the Hollywood, they glamorize some of these things. And anyone who's ever been involved in any of these types of cases understands that is far from the truth. The victims of these crimes are often kept in such horrendous conditions and in a state that is just deplorable, that reduces them to animals, and no human being should be treated like that. The Phoenix Police Department is committed organizationally to solve this problem, to combat this problem. We have one of, if not the only, full-time vice unit in the state of Arizona for combating these types of crimes. Thank you. And we look at it that we want to bring those criminals who believe that they can traffic and gain financially from the exploitation of their fellow human beings, that will not be tolerated in Phoenix, Arizona. But of equal importance, We want the women, the children who become victims of these crimes to understand that they can come back, that they are part of society. We want them to understand that nobody has the right to think of them as anything less than our brothers and our sisters, and that the people that are here are committed to making sure that they have the opportunity to come back. But again, we are committed to this. Just yesterday we had an operation where we took down a prostitution ring that was, they said they were a massage parlor. After a 7-month investigation, we arrested 8 people out of that, including the individuals that were running it. We've got one that we're still looking for. People who, again, have reduced their fellow human beings to nothing more than something to gain financially from, and that will not be tolerated. But as a Phoenix Police Department, we're here, and there's nothing, I can't express the feeling of an officer when they get to go into a house and rescue somebody and say, look, there is something different for you out there. Thank you.
Now our last speaker is Leah Benson, who's the Executive Director of Streetlight USA. Leah?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming and for bringing greater awareness to the issue of child sex trafficking. I can tell you that it is a very horrendous issue, and an issue that most people don't believe that exists, just like you've heard from other people here. And there are teams of individuals like the Sandra Day OConnor, like Amanda, like Streetlight, that are all working, ASU, that are all working towards this, the VICE units, the FBI, and together and collectively we are creating strategies to hopefully take a lot of these girls off the streets. I can tell you that part of it is understanding the definition of what does human trafficking mean, and that it comes in different forms. I can tell you that, for example, one of the stories of one of the girls that are there, it seems that most of these girls come from families who have, their parents have divorced. And in one way or another, whether it's justified or unjustified, these children feel abandoned. And through that abandonment, they start to look for someone to fill that safety net for them. And through that process, you have perpetrators just waiting. Additionally, another definition I can tell you is that one of the girls in the shelter recently admitted through an interview that she didn't even realize she was trafficking herself. What had happened was her only stable person in her life, brother, ran away from home. And as a result of that, she started sleeping around so that she wouldn't go home. So she was trading her body for the basic needs of shelter and food. And so there are many forms, and that these children don't do it intentionally. At 11 years old, what were you like? Were you able to make the decisions that you are making today for your life? That's what these children are going through. And without our help, they will continue to be out there, and the perpetrators will continue to rape them over 10 to 20 times a day. Thank you very much for coming.
We had invited Stephanie Orr, who is the director of Casa Care, to be here. Unfortunately, she had a conflict and couldn't be here. But I know it's very, very hot. But does anyone else that has come want to share anything? Are you involved in any other program that you'd like to share? If not, we thank you for coming. The Arizona Interfaith Movement is the body that has brought these groups together, and we especially want to wish our bike riders success and safety as you go. And do you really ride, or can you give us an example that you can ride off this way?
We're afraid we're going to get stuck in our clips on the grass.
Okay. Well, thank you all for coming, and for more especially, thank you for being a part of this incredible crisis that America, Phoenix, and America, and the world is facing. Thank you for coming. Have a delightful afternoon.